So what should you expect from Destiny 2? Just like a good Star Wars action flick, the story of Destiny 2 takes you on a trip akin to a game of hopscotch. Unlike the original game, Destiny 2 is easy to follow and understand, and you'll be finishing it before you know it, hopping from mission to mission in a very straightforward manner. You'll pop out of the game with a system of planets to explore, some dungeons to complete, challenges to conquer, and some shiny loot to find. So yeah, it's a much easier flowing game than the original Destiny. Clocking in at 10 hours or so, the 15 missions of Destiny 2 are compact and engaging, especially thanks to the characters, which are miles better developed than the often lifeless performances in Destiny 1, especially the dialogues of Cayde 6.
Hey you two, give me a sec. Zavala's doing the hero thing in the plaza. Me? I've got a date with whoever's behind this. It'll be a short date.
The strange space fantasy of Destiny 2 is lacquered in this kind of lightheartedness and, oddly enough, humor, and not just during cutscenes. Cayde himself often throws out sarcastic jokes, jibes, and all manner of snarky comments during player-controlled mini-moments, almost with a childlike charm to them. He throws fits and yells and gets himself into some sticky situations. He's just a big, cute baby. These moments create a nice counterpoint to the overarching narrative and do a pretty good job at showcasing the game as less serious and less self-important, which was the huge chip on the shoulder of the original game. Sure, the actual story of Destiny 2 is pretty blasé and forgettable, but the journey through it is anything but, and that's the point. This is where I think Destiny 2 succeeds as an iterative video game. It took the best parts of Destiny, the lore and the gameplay, and flushes out most of the bad stuff. It ditched the very serious undertones and the "I'm the greatest game of all time" macho vibe.
If I had feelings, they would be hurt.
The campaign is quick and fun. Grinding is brought down to a much more manageable level, and there's just more to do and see. It's a more grounded experience when you break it down. Destiny 2 also removes that awful sense of progression that hindered the first game. No longer are you drip-fed loot at a turtle's pace. Gear and items are thrown your way all the time, encouraging you to enjoy yourself more in shooting sections. Destiny just wants you to play a little bit less serious during the campaign. Sure, the bad part about it is that it's often too easy. You might in fact outlevel major story content early on and just feel too powerful. A difficulty setting could have actually curbed this issue, but it's not included. However, this does fizzle out eventually, and most players will reach the level 20 experience cap before they complete the campaign. Through this design, the campaign actually feels pretty damn rewarding. You'll often want to keep playing, keep getting those new items, grabbing friends for public events, and check out the dungeons of the Lost Sectors. Add on top the very surprisingly fun story adventures, which you can play solo or with friends, and Destiny 2's first 15 hours or so are light years ahead of its predecessor. Call it smart game design or appealing to the casual player if you want, but Destiny 2's Streamlined Campaign was very enjoyable for me. Perhaps it was the addition of an actual map or the ability to fast travel, but either way, the Destiny 2 campaign experience is pain-free fun. No more confusion, grinding, or pointless backtracking, and that's a good thing. Destiny 2 succeeds in the sheer variety of gameplay options it brings to the table. Sure, you're gonna shoot aliens in Destiny, and that's pretty much it. But in Destiny 2, there are more fun ways for you to shoot those aliens. The competitive multiplayer in the Crucible supplements the quests, adventures, and three-person strikes offered in Destiny 2. Everything you do is in service to your power level, the replacement system for the light level in the original game. Essentially, it's your gear score. You can raise your power level by finding better items, better weapons and armor, which you are assigned a power level rating from. Any activity that pushes you towards new loot, which is basically any activity in Destiny 2, gives you the chance to find new things to increase this level. Certain activities in Destiny 2 are tied to specific power levels after all, the carrot on the stick motivating players forward. The Vanguard Strike missions require power level 140, the weekly Nightfall Strike 230, and the newly released Leviathan Raid requiring 260. This system is of course nothing new, but it does fit nicely inside Destiny 2 because no matter what you're doing, you're always earning something that counts for something. And the beautiful part is, you are doing these things in areas that are far more appealing and interesting than Destiny 1. The environmental design of Destiny 2 is gorgeous, as is the soundtrack. In a campaign, you'll be flying to 4 playable planets, dropping down and picking up quests that pop up around each location. Each planet is inhabited by one of the game's vanguards who needs to be found, which obviously feeds right into the campaign narrative. You'll be walking and fighting through the ocean world of Titan, the sacred world of Io, and discover Nessus, the machine world, as well as take refuge on the European Dead Zone, the biggest area Bungie has ever built. And thanks to the new map, you can jump freely between these planets at the touch of a button. Each planet is very distinct, but all of them have much more brightness and inviting color palettes to them than anything in the original game. Unfortunately though, many of the enemies you fight on them are just reskins from Destiny 1, which is definitely a bummer, but overall, Destiny 2 is a much more interesting game to look at and play. Now let's talk a little bit about the bright engrams or the loot boxes. So once you hit the cap of 20, you can start buying these things for real money, which grants you mostly cosmetic stuff, or if you're lucky, a mod. Mods do impact your character power in some minor way, however, they can be obtained outside the bright engrams. Definitely shouldn't be in there, but I guess that's just the world we live in these days with Destiny 2. So here's my final thoughts on Destiny 2. I like it much better than Destiny. The campaign is good, although the main narrative doesn't have much of a wow factor. It's still an improvement on the first game. The characters are the highlight. The gameplay is solid, and the pacing is really good because of all the different ways you can play the game. At any moment in Destiny 2, there is something to do, and most of it is just plain fun. Destiny 2 is a much more grounded experience as well. The streamlined and the lighthearted charm to it is, I think, reflective of how we should be viewing Destiny as a series today. When Destiny 1 came out, we had different expectations of its potential and certain things that we thought the game should be. It underdelivered, definitely, and it took itself way too seriously, but now I view Destiny as just another game to play, just another shooter. Something I can jump into and have some fun and then duck out and forget about. For me, Destiny is not the end-all of gaming, nor is it going to blow anyone's mind, Destiny 2. Instead, it's a solid shooter that is just fun to play. I truly believe that when you stop expecting so much from games and start enjoying them for what they are, I think that allows you to appreciate the good things about them. Like all video games, Destiny 2 isn't perfect, nor does it have to be. It's a solid game that does most things right, and that's enough for me. But I would love to hear what you guys think of Destiny 2, the good, the bad, whatever you guys want. Just drop a comment down below and we can have some extended conversation regarding Destiny 2. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and thumbs it up and consider checking out my Patreon at patreon.com/downwardthrust. You guys have a great day and we'll see you in our next video.